This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 929. I am Brian Kilby. Radio Free Cybertron is the world's first and oldest toy and action figure podcast since 1999. And that means that, you do the math here, we're getting old. I don't know. I saw a picture today, people talking about Mario Kart World. And it was one of the first instances where people are posting memes that I just really couldn't wrap my head around. I don't want to get into it because they were kind of lewd, but I'm like, one, what is Mario Kart World? Because I thought they were talking about a Mario Kart theme park, which sounded amazing. And I found out that it was a Switch game. But two, it's just one of those things. It's like things were confusing and I just felt like I'm out of place and didn't belong. And kind of alienating. Speaking of alienating, Diecast, how are you doing?
I'm not feeling old yet, so I'm all right.
Enjoy that denial while you can, Diecast.
Don?
I'm feeling very old.
I didn't realize, so I'll talk about it more in a second, but I didn't realize that you and Shawn were basically the same age. Shawn,
I keep forgetting that as well. I'm used to being the old man of the group, and I've got him nipping at my heels.
Friend of the podcast, patron. There Goes My Money, co-host Shawn Hamilton. Didn't realize he and Spider Bob I didn't realize Spider Bob got hurt too. That sucks. So Matt, how are you?
Oh, well aware of exactly how old I am.
Yeah. Your lag's doing better, by the way. So that's nice.
I don't think it was a lag. I think it was my response time, quite frankly.
Cool. John?
Well, I feel like a middle-aged father of two.
Yeah.
You can interpret that however you want.
My friends who had their kids in their 20s, their kids are
Why
now
would you do that to yourself?
Well, their kids are now graduated from high school and they're in college.
It's over now.
And
it's over.
Yeah. And they I get it. I understand why people do that in their 20s instead of their 30s or 40s in my case.
It's like buying Apple stock in your 20s.
Yeah.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Yeah. Rob, how are you doing?
I am at least 3 separate old people, and my neurological ping is terrible.
Chris, welcome back, Chris.
I can't really beat that.
Yeah. Hey, a couple of things here, real quick. One, I went to Toylanta this weekend, and it is huge. So we've been to Toylanta before. We did it as a group thing. There was one year where we basically had like half the panels were us.
I think that was 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 8 years ago.
God, yeah. But so Robbie Rob Springer still has a panel, and Dusty Griffin, our pal, friend of the podcast, they have one on Sunday. I don't know if it was recorded or not. I did ask him to record it, but I doubt he did. But gosh, it's gotten huge. It's in a new venue. There's so many rooms. It is like a large convention. Really impressive. It can merge with PowerCon, the Masters of the Universe convention. So that was a lot of fun. I got to hang out with Shawn and Rob a little bit, mostly Shawn. Shawn did not go with me to Buc-ee's though, for some reason, and I don't know why. That hurt my feelings, made me sad. So I had to go to Buc-ee's with my family. But I have to admit, at one point I was getting antsy. There were so many people there. It was 10 o'clock. And there's 650 parking spaces at a Buc-ee's. Basically everyone was full. Pretty much all of the pumps were full. And it was a madhouse. I'm not even joking. 7 buses came while we were there. And I couldn't tell that it put a dent in the number of people. It was insane. So probably...
I would have gone to a small Buc-ee's the time I went.
Yeah. Or the Buc-ee's you went to had been open for a while.
Was this a brand new one?
No, it's been open for a year or more. But
okay.
Yeah. Also, it could have just been the... I don't know. But yeah, Buc-ee's typically are insanely busy. But I came back from the convention with the norovirus, and it has kicked my butt. So I think I'm going to make it through the show. But if you're listening, and all of a sudden Chris or Diecast or John or somebody takes over, just be thinking on me, okay? Yes. So, but with that said, let's jump into the news. So this isn't in the show notes. I'm going to mention it, and then I'm going to move past it. We try to stay apolitical on the podcast. We don't delve into politics for better or for worse. That's my policy for the show. But we do have to mention that the tariffs were unveiled, unleashed today. And specific to Transformers, the tariffs on Vietnam are 46%. So that means for us that we should expect to see a price increase of Transformers in the 50% range, maybe lower, could be higher. I know that some retailers, like, they'll try to some extent, try to ease some of the pain on in consumers by eating a little bit of that potentially, because I know that I know that from sources I can't say, working in retail. But generally speaking, you can expect a 0.5 multiplier on the price of toys. So if a deluxe is now $25, you're looking at $38. So I might suggest collecting vintage toys. That's what I'm doing. Or potentially, maybe just holding off for a while. Or maybe don't be a completist. Protect yourself, protect your pocketbook. But I'm doing it hopefully through the completion of my G1 collection. Then I can just say I'm done. But yeah, that's a pretty big dent that's going to be in the pockets of Transformers collectors. It's not just Transformers. Like, of course, this is across the board, other countries as well, but Transformers specifically, 46%. Okay, so MPG-17 Optimus Prime. We have stock photos, or a stock photo of the toy, or a couple.
It's multiple.
Yeah, and going back to what we said last week, it's its own thing. It's most similar to MP10, but that doesn't mean it is MP10. It's going to be $160, or it's what, 24,000 yen, which right now, equates to $160.
Mm-hmm.
So this version does not have a trailer. There's no announcement of a trailer. We just have to assume that one will eventually come. There's eventually a trailer for MP1, so it's a safe bet. Yeah, like I said, I'm not buying Masterpiece anymore. I'm done. This does not do a thing to sway me from that.
This looks like a third-party Optimus Prime.
So
yes,
what this looks like,
you're right.
What it looks like is, whether it be a third party or first party did it, it looks like someone decided that we're going to take Earthrise Optimus Prime and put that on Studio Series 38 Transformers Bumblebee Optimus Prime's transformation. Like, it basically looked like a fusion of those two factors. And I think this is going to be, like, similar in size to, say, our current Studio Series Optimus Prime. Because if you look at the hands, they've got what looks like 5mm radius cutouts there for accessory holding, in addition to the articulated hands. And you can kind of judge the scale of it off of that. Like, that and the price level, like, it seems like it's going to be a little bit smaller. And I know some of the MPG stuff is kind of trending that way anyway, but, like, it's a weird new way for Masterpiece to go. If I can just sit here and be looking at this and see two different, like, generations adjacent toys in it, I guess with, like, premium paint and, like, no visible screw or rivet heads that you would expect with a Masterpiece. Like, putting all these elements of the design styles together is not a way I expected Masterpiece to go, but this could actually end up being, like, an enjoyable toy in Masterpiece for the first time in however long.
I don't think there's...
Well, since Skids.
I don't even know that Skids was that enjoyable. I think Skids was a marvel, but I still didn't enjoy transforming it. I don't know that I would call any Masterpiece that I've ever owned enjoyable.
Well, that's very sad for you.
Yeah, it's true.
I posted this in our internal chat. When I finally realized who this reminds me of, if anyone remembers Make Toys Cross Dimension Striker Menace, which was their very stylized anime take on an Optimus, that's the kind of vibes I'm getting from this. Is they're trying to give it its own unique flavor, but still be in that Optimus ballpark. But it's very, very reminiscent of that to me.
So Don, I guess I sort of see where you're coming from. Like, as far as a Masterpiece line goes, like, this is supposed to be like the flagship Optimus Prime. that Takara is running with for right now. And I think this is still very much identifiable as Optimus Prime. Not that the Make Toys toy isn't,
Right.
but it gets outside of the scope of like Optimus Prime from a proportion standpoint, etc.
Right. But I'm just saying the edges, the stance,
So the stance changes based on who's posing the toy.
Right. But I'm just saying it looks like they're trying to get a little more futuristic with the truck mode and still stay as Optimus Prime. But it doesn't look right. It's like Genrai. It doesn't look right to me.
Is this truck mode like? Is this like? It's not licensed. Is this an identifiable? Is it? I don't think. Is this an identifiable truck mode to anything? It doesn't look like it to me. The proportions.
No,
look
I'm sure they've genericized it as much as they need to not have to do supplemental licensing fees.
Yeah.
That said, they have taken some pains to make the truck mode look more realistic. It's got what they call the headache bar on the back of the cab, which is going to fill in some of the blue parts of the robot legs. That way you don't have like what MP44 had, what Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime has, where it's just, basically fully formed robot legs sticking out the back with wheels on them. Like it's the same thing that Studio Series 38 did. It takes steps in relocating the mass and volume of the robot legs in order to make the back of the truck look like the back of a truck. So, Don, I'm not seeing Stryker Menace in this, but like Brian and John particularly, do you remember Metal Force Convoy, the like big vinyl figure? Like the robot mode actually kind of strikes me a little bit more similarly in that vein. I put a link to a picture of it in our internal chat.
Yeah, look at the link I put in there. It's actually one of Toy World's Optimus Primes. It looks very similar to that.
I mean, yeah. Like Hasbro's not going out and intentionally copying this. Keep in mind,
No.
whenever a third party, I know you're not saying that, but whenever a third party makes a Transformer toy, they're copying the look of a Transformer. Like, so it's like that person that said that Hasbro stole their third party Dinobot. I mean, if you make a robot dinosaur that looks like a Dinobot, and they pick a new dinosaur that happens to be the same kind or similar dinosaur, it's going to look like it. I mean, that's just sort of how it works. So yeah, but to Diecast's point, it looks more third party than official from a design perspective. So Metal Force Convoy, yeah, I don't have Metal Force Convoy. I do remember that. Just from memory, hybrid style Convoy is what it sort of looked like to me.
So like I remember hybrid style Convoy being a bit more stockier.
It's stockier.
Looking.
It is stockier.
What I've seen most said about this is that it makes people think of Studio Ox.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think mostly that's in the robot head, with the like really exaggerated antenna points coming off of the like ear circles.
So
but like, yeah, it's channeling a lot of MP10. It's channeling a lot of Earthrise Optimus. Like this. In a lot of ways, this seems to be like a greatest hits compilation of Optimus Prime styles from the last like 10 years.
Yeah, like for me specifically for hybrid style Convoy, like his pecs, the truck, the cab windows look like they protrude maybe a little bit. Like where on the hybrid style Convoy, if you remember on the truck mode, they like really stick out. It's like really weird. So like that's sort of like where it's coming in my head, like where I'm sort of seeing this. But one thing that's bugging me about this, and I'm trying to remember how many Optimus Primes have the cab, the back of the cab is blue.
It's fairly uncommon because that is an element of a realistic truck cab.
Yeah.
And most Optimus Prime toys do not go that far into realism. Studio Series 38 was very notable when it came out for having that feature.
Yeah.
That may be one of the only prior art Optimus Primes that actually had that. And like, again, that and the way the legs look at the Transformers really reminded me of that toy specifically.
Yeah, like for me, like just the way that I think of Optimus Prime, the back of the cab are his shoulders, and they're red. And it just looks odd to me when they're not. Yeah.
This
Again,
is
hey,
interesting, but
yeah.
like I'm happy to be able to say that like this does not make me break my word that Studio Series 86 is the last G1 style Optimus Prime that I feel the need to own.
for now, it is still the last one. I
The
feel like
gold
I need.
standard.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
question. So in this one picture, it has his gun on. Some of this is so weird. But it has his gun on his shoulders. Like,
I think that's supposed to be a Diaclone reference.
did the Diaclone toy do that?
The artwork did. There's at least a couple pieces of art they used in packaging and whatnot that he's got his. Yeah, I don't think it's actually his blaster. I think it's a different style
Okay.
of cannon, but it's on his shoulder.
Okay, and so like the blade hands deal, that's from the
Are
movie.
definitely the movie, yeah.
Yeah, that's just weird to me.
These particular blade hands actually look like they might be directly inspired by the Rise of the Beast version Optimus Prime.
Yeah, it's just very odd.
Yeah.
And then it has the siege axe, which is kind of
Yeah.
odd too.
Again, it's greatest hits Optimus Prime, essentially.
It's like elements of every single Optimus Prime. Like if they had to take one thing from every Optimus Prime.
And like, I don't hate that as a principle.
No,
I'd be interested to see other stuff in this like subcategory of MPG. I'd like to see them try to do, fusion ultimate style versions of other characters. It could be really interesting with a Megatron. Just,
Yeah.
For one immediate possibility. Or a Soundwave. There's, Soundwave toys tend to all fit within a certain box because it's Soundwave. But like there's still a lot of variation in how that's interpreted across different iterations of Soundwave. And I think if you brought a lot of that together, you could get something really interesting. I would be interested to see if more style gen stuff comes up and like what they choose to embody in those characters.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to mention this randomly. I want to move on after this, but like I was watching Transformers the movie today because I was sick, and what else am I going to do? And like of course, it was released in '86, and '86 was almost 40 years ago. So you can't tell the future. But like the funny thing is, when Megatron asks Soundwave to play back Laserbeak's findings, he transforms into cadet mode, and then he plugs into the view screen. Like if it were really, if it was really the future, he would have, just wirelessly did it. Maybe not in 2005.
Well, I mean. Yeah, in 2005, like even if they had done video over Bluetooth, I don't think they could have gotten like high res over that. There wouldn't have been enough bandwidth.
But like they're super advanced robots. They've got the technology.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Robosen Flagship Bumblebee revealed. Okay, moving on. We established that Diecast isn't buying it last week, right? Yeah, that hasn't changed.
Well, wow. I didn't even expect it to be that expensive. Like I was thinking like 700 roughly, give or take. This is far beyond what I even thought.
Beyond good, beyond evil.
Is it say about 50% beyond what you expected?
Well, if you take the sale price right now, less than 50%.
So it's like either it's a very, very small person that's holding it in that photo that they have, or in a small MacBook. It's actually bigger than I thought it would be.
Yeah, they're not in scale with each other. He's
Yeah.
big. There's lots of, or at least multiple influencers on Instagram that like dropped their video reaction posts like the day it debuted. So like they shipped at least a handful of them out to people, and so you could see them next to regular people, and it's really big. He's really big.
So if this works the way the Optimus and Megatron robots did, they shipped one out and then it just did a circuit like a month ahead of time, and then everybody got the post on the same day.
Yeah, not buying it.
Yeah, I don't think robot scale is what they're pursuing with these quote unquote toys.
Hey, it comes with a coin or a medallion.
Woo!
Hey, yeah.
Is
okay.
it gold? Because the price of gold. I don't know.
Is it legal currency? Then you have to buy this.
Yeah, I mean, so this is what, $1,200, something like that.
$950 if you
$950. If that was an ounce of gold, it was $950. Yes, I would buy it. I would buy all of them. I would resell them. because gold is like hit $3,000 recently.
Well, just wait for the gold bug repaint.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. So I'll be honest. I had to check the date on these when I saw this yesterday, day before.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, we have 2026 product leaks, Studio Series and Age of the Primes, and there's some interesting stuff in here.
Now, remember, any of this stuff could be subject to change. At this time last year, we had listings that included, among other things, Deluxe Sure Shot and Core Class Dinobot, again in Wave 5 of Legacy. Those toys did not happen. We had Swindle in one of the early Age of the Primes waves. That's been pushed back and replaced with Vortex. So just remember, everything that's on this list it's still an early enough point, a lot of it, that plans can be changed.
I see one that's pretty cool, depending on how they do it.
Yeah.
I see several that are really cool in here.
Yeah.
So I'll just run through them. Deluxe Devastation Bumblebee, Deluxe TF1 Orion packs. Okay.
I'm wondering if that's not a reship of the one we've already had, because I don't know that there's enough visual difference between Optimus Prime and Orion packs in Transformers One to justify a fully separate toy.
Yeah. Deluxe Transformers 5 Barricade. Deluxe Studio Series 86 Wind Charger. Hopefully he's not pre-battle damaged.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We need a dead one as well.
Yeah.
But we need a new wheeljack to go with him first.
Well, yeah, I mean, that will be a 2-pack at Target, probably, the damaged Wind Charger and then the retooled damaged wheeljack.
So he'll be a new mold, right? There's really nothing.
No, there's
Wind
not.
Charger?
Yeah, for sure.
86 Sunstreaker. 86 Cranix.
That's
Which
one.
I am, because if they're drawing inspiration for his vehicle mode from the comic, that will be a very wide. Hopefully, it comes out better than what the Quintesson did for TF1. But Cranix with an actual spaceship mode based on the comic look will be wild.
Well, I just want an 86 looking Cranix. I don't even care if it transforms. I mean, I know it has to because it's in this line, but
with this though, can we finally get the retool Junkion Nancy?
Yeah.
Possibly.
We'll
also,
probably get
we might see an Arbalest.
Yeah.
From this.
I mean, so new mold or retool?
New mold.
So they wouldn't retool something from like the Transformers One mainline, would they?
No, usually not.
No, those are different teams, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Different development.
Like
channels.
I could see this being something like from Earthrise or Earthspark, pardon me, or from like I don't know. Let's assume it's a new mold.
Yeah, because the way Cranix transforms in the comic, I know he just sort of just lays down, but I can't think of anything that would even come close to fitting that profile.
I guess if you really wanted to stretch for it, you could start with DevCon.
Yeah.
So let's assume that the comics version is probably not the basis for this. It's probably a fair bet.
I mean, that might be where they draw the vehicle mode inspiration from, because that's the only source really or just the old concept art, which if you're gonna go to that, you might as well just start going from whole cloth anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Deluxe 86 Cliffjumper,
which I'm sure will be the retool of the 86 Bumblebee that we've been expecting since we knew that existed.
Cliffjumper will be the first Studio Series 86 toy that we've had redone.
Yeah. But the original release was a Target exclusive, so that kind of that makes it a little bit fuzzier.
Yeah, the buzzworthy.
Yeah, because that was retooled off an Earthrise toy, right?
They gave it a Studio Series number, but it didn't get a general release. So, like, that's a toss-up how anybody would want to count that. But yeah, otherwise, it is interesting that that's our first redone 86 character.
Yeah. Transformers One, Deluxe Transformers One Thundercracker. Deluxe Transformers One Arachnid.
Okay, I know a lot of people are happy about that.
I mean, arachnids don't have the best track record in being adapted to toys.
No, they don't.
I'm gonna just put a pin in that one and see what happens.
A lot of people are holding out hopes for this one that may not be realized.
That Prime, but the Prime one was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
it
was.
was.
I wish
Okay.
this one was a Voyager because I don't think there's enough plastic at the deluxe price point to do this character. But we'll
I
see.
agree.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
TF1 Thundercracker. Did we get Starscream? Did we get a TF1 Starscream?
I think it's on the list.
It might be later this year. I don't
Thundercracker
remember.
and Skywarp were both on the list, I think.
This might be one of those cases where they have different enough designs. I haven't watched Transformers One again lately, so I can't say like if they are exact copies of each other in that movie. Like this might be one of those cases where they just differ enough.
Studio Series Voyager 86 Skywarp. Wonder what that's going to be.
And Thundercracker.
Yeah, Voyager 86 Thundercracker, Voyager 86 Shockwave. So Shockwave is going to be what, the leader version without the boat or whatever he came with.
Yeah.
Probably in like a softer purple, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
animation colors.
Voyager TF1 Alpha Trion.
Okay, I mean that could be interesting. I
Yeah.
never got around to picking up the Prime Changer, mostly because I don't think I ever actually saw it in person anywhere ever, just like
Yeah.
the Sentinel.
I
Really good
picked it.
figure.
Yeah, I picked it up. I mean, it's surprising for a beast former at that price level. It's actually quite nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I just never had a chance to grab it reasonably.
Leader 86 Soundwave. I thought that didn't that already come out? I thought it came out.
That was Legacy.
Okay.
So
is this going to be
Yeah,
new mold?
that was a Netflix one. Yes, this should be a new mold. Because I mean, Evan's been saying that they wanted to do a new one that scales better with Blaster.
Okay.
So I think just every other year we're gonna get Soundwave again. So
when are we going to have our definitive Soundwave that we never have to buy another one?
Hopefully,
Maybe-
it's this
Hopefully
one,
this.
and hopefully this will come with a decent Ravage.
Okay.
and the Buzzsaw again,
Leader 86 Astrotrain.
which is probably going to be a Springer situation where it's a
Heavy
Siege
retool.
toy, and which is fine. Like
I mean, Siege Astrotrain's a
Siege-
pretty good toy.
Siege Astrotrain is a great starting point, and it just needs some finishing work that the launch platform / cold tender didn't provide it. Like Siege Astrotrain looks wonderful in cartoon colors without the Siege battle damage. More on that later.
In robot mode.
Yes, well, that's the point though. There is enough of a starting point there that they can do a Springer process on this and probably make a fairly good Astrotrain for us at that price point.
Let's see here. 86 Snarl. Repack.
Which is probably a packaging refresh, yeah.
Yeah. Leader TF5 Nemesis Prime.
Ho hum.
Yeah. 86 30th anniversary capsule. 86
Well,
anniversary.
40th anniversary.
Yeah, that's a typo.
That's a typo.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god. 86 anniversary Deluxe Hound.
Mhm.
Voyager Scourge.
Mhm.
Voyager Hot Rod.
Mhm.
And Leader Optimus Prime.
So my
So-
theory on this is that this capsule is probably going to just be straight up reissues of each of those toys, because 86 Hound would be the Earthrise style one we got in that 5-pack. So this will just be a way to get it by itself. Scourge has been off shelves for quite a while now.
Yeah.
So especially by next year, that'll be due for putting back into circulation again. Hot Rod has a high secondary market price already and is already in animation enough accurate colors. I wouldn't mind shifting it a little bit more to magenta, but I'm not expecting that out of it. And
I mean, they did it with the G1 toy. That sold pretty
Yeah.
well. So
yeah, like I said, I would not object to that, but I'm not expecting it. And then
or it could just be all the Velocitron ones in like the brick red that never made it to retail.
see, like, and somebody in our Discord was saying the same thing, but I think for a 30th or 40th anniversary capsule for the movie, they're not going to want to go for toy deco for that, and that's what Velocitron Hot Rod was. It was a toy-inspired deco. And then, of course, 86 Leader Optimus Prime is just going to be our commander class without the trailer, which we know that they had built this to be able to do that. So, like, there is a logic to this that it's just going to be individual reissues of these original toys with little or no changes, just to get some of the more expensive ones out there in a little bit more accessible format, and to bring some of the ones that are high secondary market value now back to accessibility for people. How that's going to play with the economic situation by next year, that may shoot itself in the foot. But like at the time that they planned this makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. More interesting to me, the Age of the Primes leaks, Deluxe Quintus Prime. Yeah. Deluxe Sure Shot, Matt.
Hey,
Yeah.
there's Sure Shot Exvee.
Yeah.
Do you
He
think
hasn't completely disappeared.
do you think they'll actually get it out this time?
I hope so.
so. we can only hope.
I like at this point I almost want Sure Shot to be the running joke. They just put it in every year's product lineup and never actually have an intention of getting it out there. It's just that's their new placeholder name for something they haven't decided on yet.
That's evil.
Yeah. Well, be happy that I'm not Don and running Hasbro.
Yeah. Deluxe Blast Off. Deluxe Quickstrike.
So, during Kingdom and at some points of Legacy, when we were talking about the expanded tier of Beast Wars remakes, I'm pretty sure I went on record saying I have zero confidence in them to be able to make a new Quickstrike toy that is as good as the original, and I am standing by that opinion. I
I
have
agree.
zero hopes for this Deluxe Quickstrike.
Yeah, same.
Do you think they're going to try to use the
Don't say sideswipe.
Scorponaut double punch mold? Or
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
not either.
Like-
but I'm just
like-
saying.
Again, that would completely justify the zero faith I have if they started from there.
But
no,
it
what I
is
would
a
love-
scorpion.
What I would love is if instead of the Quickstrike we expect, this is Deluxe Beast Machines Quickstrike, the Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was thinking the movie one, like
Oh, yeah, the Sideswipe recolor.
Sideswipe, yeah. So that would be like the big FU to me. Deluxe Smokescreen.
Prime.
Didn't we get an Earthrise
Sure.
smoke screen?
But yeah, we got Earthrise,
So-
all of them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is Prime Smokescreen.
No, it's
No,
Age of the
no,
Primes.
Prime is the
Age of the
Oh,
Prime
sorry,
prefix.
sorry.
It's Age of the Primes.
Good,
So,
good, because I don't like that. That
So-
Smokescreen toy was not fun. The original one was not
so
fun.
are we due for not Subaru, but like that deco from
Oh, the
Alternators?
alternator.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
It's been,
iconic. I loved it.
yeah, no, it's.
I love the
it's-
look.
I would love that.
I don't love
as
the
far
toy.
back
Maybe
as-
Alexa still a thing?
As far back as Universe 2008, I have wanted to see the Alternators deco on a Generations Datsun body.
Yeah,
Like, I would not say no to that. I'm honestly hoping that this is just going to be the Earthrise mold with opaque plastics, because that's another thing that a lot of us have been clamoring for, is to get those molds
Yeah.
run again without the fragile plastic.
With trustworthy knees.
trustworthy knees. I need changing show title right now. Hey,
Or
so
more trustworthy to my knees, for sure.
so when did the Alternators toy come out? 2003, 2004.
Yes.
So I have been very consistent that I am ho-hum on that toy since it came out, but I do love the deco. Okay. Deluxe Power Glide.
Power Glide.
Yay.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
That better be followed up by a Deluxe Viper, is all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
If Power Glide gets the love that Cosmos and Gears have gotten, it'll be a good figure.
Well,
I'm
It has to be a good figure to get the love.
Equally as important as Viper, Bad Boy to finish off our GoBots.
Yeah.
I assumed what Don meant was
Love
that
and
it's
care
gonna get
put
the-
into the design. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
because see he's all like two colors.
Yeah.
So they could pull a Cosmos with him and be a very
They
cost
really
friendly
could.
mold.
They really could if they absolutely needed to. I don't think in general that's a trick that they want to go to every single time. But yeah, you're like color breakdown wise, you're right. They could do that fairly like mold economically.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of stuff here. Deluxe Swerve.
Good.
Excellent. Off of the great toy, now where's Outback? I don't
Yeah.
see him on this list.
Yeah. Deluxe Animated Ratchet.
That will
Sweet.
be interesting.
That's going to be so tiny compared to the original animated Deluxe Ratchet, which was basically a Voyager. Certainly
Yeah.
a Voyager by today's
Standards, it's Voyager.
Yeah.
Like it
That
basically
toy
falling
was
off.
just ridiculously big and chunky.
Yeah. He was kind of pretty hollow though. He was a
That's, I mean,
he's a
yeah,
shell
that's
form.
fine.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fine for it to be hollow because like it was a fun toy with like engaging features, like
Yeah.
with the interchangeable tools and everything.
Deluxe Prime Cliffjumper.
The force
So-
hacking in.
So-
really, go ahead.
The theory I've heard is that maybe this will be Zombie Cliffjumper, just using the same chase retool that was in the 4-pack.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm
Okay.
really hoping that it's a zombie cliff jumper.
Yeah. I mean that kind of makes sense. But like this by the same token we were talking about the 30th anniversary or 40th anniversary movie stuff being straight reissues, I could also see them just like putting that out by itself to just have some prime representation without being in a package of 2 other toys nobody wants and squeeze play.
Yeah. Okay. Voyager Optimus Prime.
Okay, Voyager Brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Voyager
Weird.
Brawl of the
Yeah.
Combaticons when everybody else is a deluxe. That's
That's
Interesting.
interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
have
wonder
a
if he's
feeling
gonna-
I have a feeling he's just going to be like a chunky deluxe, like wide and thick.
Mm.
To better fill out the tank mode.
Yeah. And I wonder if they're pulling with him what they're doing for Scrapper since there is no framework. Well, there may be a framework. We don't know yet.
There's probably some kind of framework.
On
for that.
slots in the commander class, there will be framework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Voyager animated Wreck-Gar.
Trash Master or
No, because they transform absolutely nothing alike.
Could they retool Heatwave again?
They could use that
I
bulkhead
don't
mold.
know.
That is the bulkhead mold.
They
Oh,
they seem
okay.
to have just gone full in on the animated stuff so far, so I can see this just being its own toy.
In which case, like, what do they then go and retool it or reuse the mold as?
That I have no idea.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So, here this one.
Voyager Armada Sideways.
Why? Who's clamoring for an Armada Sideways?
Chris.
Hello, me
Chris.
since 2000 freaking 9.
As a Voyager?
Also, Barricade Josh in or Wheeljack Josh. He used to be Barricade. Like me and him, I think have been strong on the lead for an updated Armada Sideways toy. So a Voyager makes sense in the assumption that they are representing the mini-cons as part of the toy.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So if
And
they
that-
have the mini-cons that can become the rider on there, then you're going to get probably a slightly chunky deluxe with the 2 extra toys in there, and it's just enough that it has to bump up to the next
I
price.
mean, hopefully it'll be nice.
Do-
Like, I'm not complaining. It's just
Yeah.
not. I wasn't expecting that.
But
Well-
literally since 2009, I have been waiting for the updated Armada Sideways that is a good action figure instead of just an interesting toy.
Chris, do you think they're going to use one of the 86 Junkions?
No.
No, so like I've pitched that idea before when the Road Pig retool came out in last year's Walmart capsule. Well, Don saw something that made him happy, but I'm going to finish first. I was saying like they could go Robot Masters
know
double
what
face
Don saw.
sideways, and like you could get something good enough off of that. But like if they're going to go full new mold and probably represent the Minicon motorcycle rider in some capacity there, like I would absolutely rather have that. I would still take Robot Masters inspired sideways in like some future capsule, the following year or something. So Don, what
No,
has
I
no,
know what
no,
I know
no.
what Don's looking
Don't-
at.
no,
and I
no,
don't know
no,
why he
don't
looks
take this from-
surprised. I
don't take
know
this
why
from
he
me.
looks surprised.
Don't take this from
Because
me.
it's just further proof that he runs Hasbro.
Don't take this from me because Don's the thing he's happy about is the next thing for me, and this is way more important than what Don cares about. This is
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
yes, this is Leader Big Convoy. This is what made me think this was a
You skipped over Nexus Prime. but
who
okay.
cares? Yeah, this is what made me
Yeah.
think. This is what made me think this was an April Fool's joke because I'm like, really, a big convoy? I know we've talked about it, but like, are they really doing it? And the answer is yes.
That
And
means we can get an Ultra Mammoth.
yeah, or a Nemesis Convoy Mammoth.
cares?
There's so many things you can do with this. So many
Oh,
things.
the Nemesis Prime colors of
Beautiful.
the Convoy were wonderful, Don. Like
They are wonderful, but
Don't
we
write
can
that
get
off.
Ultra Mammoth.
we
Ultra
can
Mammoth
have
is-
both.
yeah.
But I
Yeah.
want Ultra Mammoth first.
So the only way they can improve the original toy is to make the beast mode not useless. And I don't know that they can do that. Like I'm
No,
assuming
because it was all just one big shell.
it's
I
one
mean,
big shell.
He's practically a pretender at this point.
Yeah. Like whether or not they can make the beast mode integral is not as important of a question as if they will
Yeah.
make the beast mode integral. They might want to adhere to the spirit of the original toy to the point of recreating the, as Don correctly calls it, basically Mammoth Pretender shell on it.
Yeah. So this just makes me realize I still need to get the version of the Matrix Buster. And
Oh yeah.
like again, going back to tariffs, this could be like $80 by the time it comes out. So I may just want to get the Matrix Buster version.
I mean,
on.
honestly, that's probably the more interesting option.
Yeah.
And like, as we say, well, as I say, many a time when we talk about the remade toys, they're never going to be as good of toys as their original versions.
Yeah, very rarely. It's almost impossible unless you scale it up to something absurd.
To be honest, I would, when you were talking about Power Glide earlier, I didn't get a chance to say it, but it's like I'm sitting there thinking, you know, yeah, they could do it. They could just do it on 2 molds, and it'd probably be easy to transform and fun to play with, and you know, I'd like it as much as I like Cosmos. But yeah, they're probably not going to do that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Leader Universe Razor Claw. Sweet, I guess.
Tiger Hawk repaint.
Yeah.
I mean,
Universe.
that's also a great deco.
It is. It is. That is a wonderful deco.
And original Razor Claw is so expensive.
Yeah. Commander Onslaught. And
As
Don.
expected.
Don, tell us what we're getting.
Transformers Generation Select G2 Swoop and Sludge.
Now the question is, are they going to
Which deco?
invent new decos inspired by Snarl, Slag, and Grimlock, or are they going to go with the second stage Dinobot decos, where we get Banana Tiger Stripe Grimlock from?
Go
See,
with the
that's what I want,
green
the-
and blue Swoop. Go with the red Sludge. Go with what's already on
Orange
paper.
sludge. Orange sludge.
Orange Sludge. No, reds and oranges are kind of weird for me.
I agree with Don and Matt.
Yeah, I desperately want green swoop.
Yeah.
I just hope. And when I read this, I was ecstatic. I am super hyped, and then a little thought in the back of my head: it's going to be a 2-pack of the Power of the Primes versions. In the back of my head, that's what popped in. It's going to be a 2-pack.
Oh,
Of
by the
those.
time these come out and you see the price, you'll wish it was, Don.
Yes,
So,
but
like, I think this might be an unpopular opinion with this crowd, but I think, like, I can just get blue G2 Grimlock, and I think I will feel satisfied with G2 Dinobot representation for myself. I don't think I need a full set of 5 giant Dinobot toys in their
See,
yes,
that's
you
where I
do.
was. That's where I was until I saw the possibility of green swoop.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I was
That is the
ecstatic
power
about,
of green swoop.
Yeah, I mean, I was ecstatic to think about Combaticon, because this almost completes the Combaticon. No, this does complete the Combaticons.
It should, yeah.
Onslaught.
Yeah, because
Brawl.
I think Swindle is coming out late this year.
Yeah,
Yeah, Swindle just
But-
got pushed back like a wave or two.
yeah,
we-
and
we're getting
big convoy.
Vortex and Swindle this year, and Blast Off and weirdly Voyager Brawl are next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big. I wonder if Brawl comes with stuff for the combined mode that they didn't include with Onslaught.
I mean, it's possible they could do something like that.
Also,
Yeah,
maybe
oh, no.
transformation complexity is an issue that they had to bump him up a class. I don't know.
It
I
might
just
be
thought
that
it was-
too. I was thinking too, with when they retooled the Combaticon molds to make Baldigus, they redid the weapon so they could combine into 2 bigger guns. So if they're representing that, they might include some of the necessary framework for that with Brawl in order to push the price point up a little bit and have it be
And
as feature complete as possible.
And I just had another horrible thought. Brawl is going to come with the Blitzwing hands that'll be for Bruticus that can attach to Brawl's tank mode as weapons.
No, Don. Clearly, Brawl is going to come with bot.
I don't know why my brain is thinking of all this terrible, terrible stuff, but it needs to stop.
It's the fashion of the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why is the Titan missing from this list?
What Titan?
Because we're getting Star Optimus.
No, that's this year.
This is
Yeah,
2026,
this year.
Don.
Oh, that's right.
This is 2026.
Well, either one, it's because there isn't one, or two, because they don't have the data for it.
Right.
It's one of those two options,
or it's just not in the store listings because it'll be online.
which is option two. They don't have the data for it. Yeah, okay. So first look at packaging for Takara's release of the Legacy Minosaur box set.
Oh, this is so beautiful.
Yeah, so this is exactly the same box set that Hasbro released. Let's be clear about that first. They've just restyled the packaging in, I think, a fairly nice way.
Yeah,
It's closed packaging though, right? There's no windows in it.
Yes, which means
Yeah.
that you could buy this and take the toys out of it and reclose the box and display the box on
So-
your shelf and also have your toys.
This is the
Or you could hit right click and just set it as your desktop wallpaper and save a ton of money.
yeah.
Yes, because the only place that has it still orderable was $270 on Amazon Japan.
So this
Right
the-
click.
this still includes
$270.
This includes the retools or repaints, right?
It's exactly the
Repaints,
same
yeah.
box set that Hasbro released
Yeah.
through Pulse.
But the
Yeah,
box
yeah.
set, the
Toy
box
deco.
the box set had it was a different deco or slightly different deco.
Yeah.
Hey.
It came with it came with both versions of Breakdown's head, so you could choose which one you wanted, and there were some paint differences.
So I don't have the G1 Stunnicon's Takara box set, but like the yellow stripe along the side is in my mind reminiscent of the corner tag that told you that there was a poster or something that you could get. I don't remember what the promotion was. I think that's where the yellow comes from. I don't think that the Takara box set has that. Does it?
Yeah, it does.
It does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the classic packaging sometimes from that they got in the UK.
Oh,
Well, that
classic
was
as in
kinda-
classic. Yeah, I get
yeah,
what you mean
that
in
was
that case.
that was like kind of all yellow gold though, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, I'm just like I have a couple of Takara box sets. I just don't have that one, and I just remember remember that. I remember.
Oh, if Takara, just imagine if Takara does this for all of these combiners on down the road, they'll do one for Bruticus and they'll do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Can we just buy the boxes? Sell us just the boxes.
Yeah, cottage industry just slip covers versions of the Takara packaging.
Oh, GI Joe 12-inch was doing that for years, making slip covers and boxes to replace the worn out ones.
Yeah, thank you, John. John in our internal chat shared the photo. It did include that.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember that. Interesting. Cool. Okay. Let's see here. What else do we have going on?
Pictures of toys and a couple videos.
MP12 Shattered Glass Optimus, Dramatic Capture, Triple Takeover, T-Spark 40th Anniversary Selection Bumblebee, Karakuri Statue Optimus Prime. Anything that we want to talk about there?
The triple takeover set looks really nice.
I mean, it's
Like that's
the dramatic capture, so they've done a dramatic job of capturing the look of it. So it should.
yeah.
look
I
nice.
mean, like just the decos are the nicest these toys have looked. I would say, like
Yeah.
Starscream is the coronation retool with the like posable hands and everything, but like all the color values have been turned up in brightness. You can actually like see the face and the eyes in in normal lighting without specifically casting a light there. The previous versions have been very dark where the eyes kind of disappear into the head. Astrotrain looks fantastic in the
Yes.
cartoon inspired deco.
God, it
in robot
does.
mode.
I
Blitzwing.
mean, it's almost
Just wait for the studio series, Brian.
Yeah.
it's almost worth
Yeah.
the price of the set to get Astrotrain and Blitzwing, because that Blitzwing with those more vibrant colors just really pops.
I wish the colors could
It's
take away
Beautiful.
all of the parts of Blitzwing that were badly engineered, but then there
Yeah.
wouldn't be a toy left.
Yeah. The problem is, even if you got the set at a good deal, you have another Starscream.
Like, is there some way I can buy Blitzwing's colors without having the toy?
The cottage industry right there.
But the Starscream really, like Chris said, it doesn't look bad.
No, it
it's
doesn't.
It
just
looks
sick
great.
of it.
It pops. It's just
yeah.
it's the most boring one because we've had so many of that Starscream. But like, I'll give them credit. They found a way to make that toy look appealing again.
Oh
I
dear
mean,
God.
I'll be honest, if Sergaia gets this and it's reasonable, it would almost be worth it for those repaints.
So, semi unrelated to this, this made me think, oh, I still need that eHobby anime Astrotrain. How much does it go for now? Here's
A
somebody
hell of a
selling.
lot.
Yeah, here's somebody selling it for $1,200. Here's somebody selling a loose one for $5.
Uh-huh.
So there's a couple more eHobbies that I don't have, and this is one of them. And dear God, that's a lot. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna move on to the next item because I love how Chris wrote it. No, Brian, I don't know what a Mega Space Molly is either, or why one is now Optimus Prime. Oh gosh, Space Molly sounds like some sort of drug.
It does. It does. Well, looking at it, I feel like I've taken some kind of drug.
Yeah, so it's
not called plastic crack for no reason.
It's okay, so it's kind of like a Cupid doll that's Optimus Prime.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
And the box has a very somewhere from the 50s to the 70s look to it, like a model kit.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's probably like somewhere in the like vintage Japanese soft vinyl kind of spectrum of toy design.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I'm not quite sure what they're going for.
It's
here. I have not seen this before.
Yeah, it's $309 for the 400% version, and the 1000% version is $1,199.90.
Oh, good luck to them with that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, this definitely looks like Sofubi kind of stuff, like Rob was saying.
Yeah, kind of.
All that Sobe vinyl stuff just never has interested me.
Yeah.
The 1000% version is taller than Fortress Maximus.
That's crazy.
Actually, I think it's bigger than Unicron. How tall is Unicron? Like 26 inches?
29?
Okay, then Unicron's still bigger.
Space Molly has come herself.
Yeah. Okay. Let's jump to what we got this week. I can go last or I can go first. Who wants to go first? Chris, you get anything?
Yeah. So a couple of weeks ago, I had alluded to picking up some interesting non-new stuff. So that did have a chance to come in. So one of them, we remember with the Rise of the Beast line, there was multiple versions of many of the characters, and not all of them were easy to get. So I actually found on one of the online toy stores I follow, Jungle Mission Cheetor, which was the non-studio series deluxe. So that was up for a pretty good price, and I also had a fair bit of store reward points. So I actually got this for $6 shipped after applying all of my discounts to it. And like the big takeaway I have from this, well, it's got bronze plastic in really scary places. I'm just going to try to make myself pretend that I'm not afraid of that going, brown plastic syndrome eventually, especially with how you have to stress some of those bronze pieces to actually transform the toy. But also, it made me start thinking about Universe 2009 Cheetor, which was just an atrociously bad toy, and how, like, I don't know if I knew it at the time, but this is basically the toy I wanted when I got Universe Cheetor. Because, like, it's basic Beast Wars Cheetor with an updated visual style and a little bit better articulation. And that's what I wanted the Universe toy to be, and it never was. So, like, this kind of fulfills that. And, like, this also comes with a little blaster loosely inspired by the TV show one. Like, it's the updated Beast Wars Cheetor toy. I guess even counting Kingdom, this is what I wanted that to be too, versus what the Kingdom toy was. The Kingdom toy is okay, but like this doesn't have a neck tab that breaks off. It has bronze plastic that might crumble at some point, but that's a separate problem for future Cheetor. So that was cool, especially getting that for like super ridiculously cheap. The other thing I got from that same store was Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Sharkticon Megatron.
Oh,
So I
that's a
paid
hidden gem.
I paid about $30 for this. It's loose complete. It's not quite as good of a deal as I thought it was at the time because undisclosed on the listing and not clearly evident in the photos, the previous owner had painted over some of the bright pink portions of it with a more Decepticon purple. So, like, the toy still works fine, but it does not look nearly as good as it originally did.
Oh,
And
that's one of
unfortunately,
that's
that
one of
was
the
an
things about that
unfortunate
toy.
surprise. Yeah.
And that's even worse than dull surprises, unfortunate surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, like the toy is otherwise intact, and like it may be possible at some point for me to take this to Hey Mickey, and he might be able to color match some of the remaining pink on here and get it back to something approximately where it started. Just it was disappointing to unwrap this from its bubble wrap and such, and notice the telltale texture of matte, poorly applied paint where there should have been, glossy factory paint in bright, vibrant colors. It's not a total loss, but it did kind of diminish the whole affair. Um, so, like many a Walmart, my local Walmart has the Transformers One case of Blockies. So I picked a couple of those up because $5 a piece for Blockies is you can't beat that deal. I haven't put them together yet, but I opened them during pre-show to see what I had gotten. One of them is Transformers One Hound, which the most of them are the cogless versions of the characters, which I think Blockies is a great format to have those characters in. The other one is one of the versions of D16. I only unpackaged it enough to see what character it was, not to see if it was one of the variant versions. It probably isn't, but um, I had said sometime back, probably in December, when I picked up the Death Tracker at a hobby town in Atlanta or near Atlanta, that like I bought that because I wanted that figure, but I was pretty okay with getting any of the Transformers One wave because they all look good in this. So like anything I would have got out of this, even the duplicate Death Tracker, I would have been pretty happy with. I got, good selection here. I'll probably pick up a couple more of these if I can before the on-shelf cases dry up. Because yeah, $5 blockies in a wave where I don't really care what I get out of it, like that's pretty much a universal win. Moving on into bigger stuff and away from universal wins, unfortunately, I have Solus Prime.
I'm
Now,
sorry.
I don't have as strong bad feelings about this as Don expressed. I don't think it's possible to have as strong of bad feelings about this as Don expressed.
I'm just
Um,
being honest. Just being honest.
I do have some of the issues Don described. The little hinge panels on the arms, I think Don made a strong point about. Like I can see how he was having problems with those. Those are friction hinges. They do have a definite stopping point that you're not supposed to move them past. Going through transformation, it's not the hardest thing to do to accidentally push them past that point, and they may pop off. I think the bigger endemic problem with this, though, is the right ankle. The mushroom peg seems to have like an ejector pin strike on it or something. The mushroom peg is not formed correctly. So if you turn the ankle counterclockwise, I believe, it will pop out of its socket every single time. If you turn it
Oh,
the
fun.
opposite direction, you can turn it as much as you want to and it stays in there. So it's just when that deformation hits the edge of the track, it will push it out. It's like the weirdest thing. Rusty in our Discord has basically the same thing going on with the same ankle, which makes me think that this is a production level issue and not like an individual variation or defect issue.
I've had
Um,
that on mushroom pegs with figures before.
yeah.
Sometimes a little bit of, careful filing and sanding can help with it, but if it's a severe enough problem, no.
I think filing or standing would actually be counter indicated here because the problem is basically a divot in the mushroom peg. So removing more material would probably exacerbate the problem.
Yeah.
If anything, I would have to like try to fill it in with epoxy or something and hope to get a smooth fit from that. And honestly, that's quite a bit beyond my interest level.
Fair.
The robot mode on like in a vacuum is really nice. Great style. The colors are pretty vibrant on it. It's the most colorful of the primes that we have known so far. I appreciate it for that. It's taller than I expected it to be in robot mode too. I was expecting a little bit smaller of a toy than what it is. Um, I say that like overall downside that you encounter is when you try to transform it because like as good as the robot mode is, they seem to have forgotten to include the back half of the vehicle mode. So like you've got an interesting looking front half of this truck thing that it turns into, and then just folded over robot legs for a back end. It's almost like an RC problem, except RC often has a car shell to go over that and not just have legs with an apron over them.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that one third-party RC where they literally just had the legs in the
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I
And
know
there
which
was-
one you're talking about, but I can't remember which company that was.
Yeah, I think
That
it was.
might have been the Impossible Toys one.
Yeah, it just. I know it was a little bit later after they had closed.
Okay.
It was a
Then there's
masterpiece.
two of them, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
a masterpiece adjacent one that's even worse.
yeah. They
Okay,
literally
well.
had no back. They had nothing to cover the legs in vehicle mode.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
glad-
that's when you can tell that they've designed it to primarily exist in robot mode, and the vehicle mode is a courtesy. But yeah, like Solus Prime is something I'm happy to have hanging around on display in robot mode because it looks really cool. The vehicle mode is more of a write-off, and my experience with it is not as bad as Don's experience. I did have to get into the instructions to figure out some of the transformation steps because like it is not nearly as like readily obvious or intuitive as I would expect a deluxe to be. So that part was not exactly fun either. Like I think I kind of got the feel of it now where I'm not going to have to get the documentation out next time, but like yeah, Solus seems both over-designed and under-designed at the same time, and it's not hitting either of those things on the right side of those tracks. So yeah, this is unfortunately probably just going to remain a robot mode only toy because the vehicle mode is hardly worth the hassle considering it looks and feels so unfinished when you get it there. The other thing that I got is Studio Series Scrapper that came in just today from Amazon.
Nice.
Mine got
Uh,
delayed twice and still isn't here.
Well, I mean, that's fine. I also tried to order a Megatronus from GameStop over the weekend, and that hasn't even shipped yet. And I have serious doubts whether it ever even is going to at this point. So Scrapper is a really nice deluxe. Unfortunately, it's a Voyager. Like the transformation complexity is deluxe level. It's bigger than a deluxe realistically in robot mode, but like we were talking about animated Ratchet being a big deluxe for its time. Like if this was 2009 or even like early 2010, this toy at this size would have been sold as a deluxe. Like that's where it sits, and like I can't help but look at it and think of it that way. Now, in all fairness, it's a very solid, very chunky toy. It feels satisfying to interact with. The transformation is very straightforward. I understood immediately everything that it wanted to be doing. It makes sense. It works. It does exactly what it needs to well. And even switching up to the leg mode, which of course I've tried that already. It's just a couple of quick movements to go from vehicle mode to combiner mode. And like I do appreciate that they put a little extra clip in on the shovel armature to make sure that when it is in leg mode, the like any forward weight of Devastator is not going to just push those hinges farther up and have it topple forward. Like they solved that problem in a really simple way. And once you actually have it standing there, you can put pressure down on there. That clip's not giving up. But if you just try to move the shovel normally, the clip is on the same hinge axis as the rest of the shovel. So when you lift that up, the clip disengages by itself, so the risk of like accidentally snapping that while trying to move the shovel for transformation or just moving it for a different kind of vehicle mode display is very low. It's very elegant the way this works. But yeah, like it's very straightforward. It's kind of simplistic. As a Voyager, I understand that most of what's pushing it to that is that it's got a big, beefy, sturdy Ratchet in the middle of the body to be Devastator's ankle joint. And like, I accept that. I'm glad that it's got that stability for the combiner in mind right from the start. But like, it does feel like a bit of an ask to pay $35 for this toy at this size and this complexity level. I like it. I would like it more as a $25 toy for sure. Like that, I feel like that's more where it sits value wise for me. Hopefully Mixmaster brings a little bit more to its Voyager price point when it comes along, but I'm honestly not counting on that either. But yeah, I think that's all I got this week, Don.
Do you think it's going to be one of those cases where we'll see the money put into the toy when our Devastator doesn't fall over? I'm being serious here.
I certainly hope so.
I know.
I mean,
I like the framing of the question, Don. That's all.
Yeah, it's like it's something that it's the value. The money we're paying is for something. It's like insurance. We can't
when he's holding up 6 other deluxes.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, at whatever point I finish Devastator, if I can then take it and have it stand solely on the scrapper leg, and it stays put, I will say, sure, that has just added $5 of value to that toy.
Cool. Okay.
That's where I'm at with that.
Rob, did you get anything? We'll go back to Rob. Diecast.
Nope.
Oh, sweet. Diecast?
I did not.
I got a Devastator foot. So everything Chris just said, I could transform it without instructions. The only part I had a hard time was going into foot mode, because I didn't realize that the arms need to be bent. But once I bent the arms, then I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing here.
Did you try to transform it to foot mode from robot mode or from vehicle mode the first time? Do you remember?
Vehicle.
Okay, like for me, it seemed like once I got the arms bent correctly to go in vehicle mode, it kind of seemed like immediately evident to me, okay, so they're going to stay like that for the heel of the foot. But obviously your mileage will vary.
He's pretty much just the Combiner Wars scrapper from the box set, compacted with elbows now.
Yeah, kinda. And like, I don't have a problem with that. Scrapper was a good toy in that, and I like some of the little improvements they made. Like, I got such a kick out of folding the fists away, and that there was vehicle panels just on the back of his hands to kind of hide the fists were there.
Yeah,
it's such a simple little touch, but it's like, oh, that's cool that they actually thought to do that. And transforming the legs actually felt really satisfying. The process of transforming the legs is enjoyable. Like, it's kind of a neat process that it goes through. And yeah, I would say it is very much like the Combiner Wars one, which is not bad because that was one of the best of the Combiner Wars set.
I actually thought when I was transforming the legs, I'm like, I'm glad they didn't do the typical Combiner Wars transformation on the leg. Just because, yeah, the way the legs transform is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Donald?
A couple of things. Because I would make an absolutely terrible Green Lantern, but a really excellent Orange Lantern, I got Red Alert. Because thanks to I wasn't gonna get him, had no plan on getting him. But with the sale price and the pricing discrepancy, I got him and Armada Wheeljack for like $30 for both.
Wow.
Pricing discrepancy.
Yeah. So about 33 with tax. So that's pretty much less than Red Alert by himself.
Yeah.
Don, were you beating people overhead for price adjustment?
No, I was not. So I figured if I'm going to get, I didn't bring Wheeljack in, but I figured at that price if I ever go back to get them, unless they happen to be part of a Hasbro sale. And considering last year's Hasbro sale was really crap. So now what got those? Got Q/Wheeljack.
Mm.
I have the original. Got it from Robot Kingdom back in the day since it didn't
Yeah, you
come
would
out
have
over here
had to.
Yeah, in the US, and it broke, and they never would help me with it, so I never. It's in a drawer somewhere. I don't know where it's at this point. All the pieces are together, unfortunately, but they would not help me on that. So I have a Q. Um, I also got Ironhide, and you are right, Diecast. When I was at the Walmart today looking for Scrapper, they had the Ironhide and the Ratchet side by side each other. The Ratchet, this back piece is not visible in the box. I don't know why this is packed differently since the boxes look to be about the same, but the Ratchet looks visually better in the box than this Ironhide. So that's kind of a weird thing, but you were right. They are not packaged the same.
You know what I did notice with the Studio Series figure? Well, at least the Devastator Scrapper, is that his name?
Yeah.
Is that they're not doing the backgrounds anymore.
Yeah.
Those are done.
Right.
Yeah, they said they were going to cut those out.
Yeah, because I
he's
mean
planning to.
it's adding more cardboard to the price and not really doing anything if everybody's recycling them. The last thing I got was I wasn't going to get him, but after watching a video review on how nice the transformation is,
Do we
I
take a
went ahead
drink
and
now
got.
or later?
Hmm?
Do we take a drink now or later?
Well, I didn't say who. Just I went ahead and got AOE Optimus Prime because with this and the Ironhide came from an eBay seller with a sale going on, so I got both for like 75.
Okay.
So I got the Ironhide for like $20, maybe 23 or something. So and free shipping. So I went ahead and got that. And again, the transformation, it's another movie Optimus, but it does some interesting stuff that gets my attention. So, but that's all I got on topic.
Matt.
Yes. So Walmart shipped me my classic packaging Gears. He's nice. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him, quite frankly. Because like I have the toy version one, it's real, or the animation one, it's really really nice. And this one, I mean, you could display it, but he doesn't have the chest piece on there, which kind of drives me insane. So
I wish they would have put that on. There's enough room in there for that to be on.
yeah,
And the packaging mock-ups showed it that way. The only thing I can think is that the factory has one set of instructions for how to package
they
gears.
had one job.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's lovely. It looks really nice, but I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. And then a couple weeks ago, we were talking about KO Metroplex or Metro Titans after
Yeah.
the show went off, and I got my KO
Sweet.
Metro Titan.
What do you think?
As far as KOs go, the quality on this is pretty darn good. Like the plastic all feels really nice. He does have some looseness to him. Like I have to go in and tighten up his right arm.
Could it pass for genuine?
I would not say it passes for genuine because there
okay.
is enough looseness in there. But I mean, he looks really nice on the shelf. Really strong springs on the head release and the launcher out of his chest. Everything fits really, really nicely. And he comes with, all the parts. I've got, Metro Shot and Metro Dash and Metro Tank. The listing did not say anything about mini cons, but what's the orange one? Is that Rabbit Crater?
Sky Stalker. Rabbit Crater's the blue one.
Or well, it's Metro Bomb is one of them.
Metro Bomb.
And Rabbit Crater. So
Wow.
So Metro Bomb was like stashed in the box. Rabbit Crater was not. But since I did not know I was getting Metro Bomb, I went ahead and got a different listing from a different person and ordered Rabbit Crater and Metro Bomb for like $35-$40. So now I
Nice.
have like the entire package, and it is really just Metro Metroplex was a great toy anyway, and just adding some colors to it really makes them stand out on the shelf. The sticker quality on this is really, really, really nice. I was surprised. They're like a nice sturdy vinyl that adhere really well. I accidentally tore one of them trying, like I didn't have it fully applied yet, and I tried to peel it back off to adjust it, and it started to tear. So they adhere really, really strongly. Yeah. Really, really into this. Really happy to have it. Chris, thank you for
Yeah,
pointing.
that's a great
for-
suggestion.
I think the one you have might be nicer than the one I have from the sound of it.
So okay,
Yeah,
so
he's a little floppy here and there.
so what you have, Rabbit Crater and Metro Bomb are not the same mold.
They are.
They are?
Same
thought-
old, different colors.
Okay, so I thought that Rabbit Crater was a repaint of like the car from Skystalker, and that Metro Bomb was a different mold.
You know, we have a wiki for this, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to look that up later. Then I'll go in and magically edit it out of the show. I won't. Okay. I will say, separate from all of this, and this is off topic, but I was looking at stuff, and Hasbro, or the G.I. Joe page, they're finally doing the true 91 Snake Eyes toy. So I probably won't be able to afford it when it comes out, but at least now it's my Blue Sky avatar. So
Okay, so per the wiki, Rabbit Crater is a redeco of Skystalker. Turned into Porsche 959. The mold was also used to make Zoneville and Metro Bomb.
Which
okay,
is which?
so they are the same mold, but Skystalker
Yes,
came
same
out
mold.
first.
Yes.
Yes.
The way this is written, yes.
So I don't have a Rabbit Crater. I do have Metro Bomb. Like I guess trying to memorize the wiki screwed me up when it came.
I was thinking Metro Bomb was the blue one. Is that correct?
No, Rabbit Crater is definitely the blue one because I've come so close to buying a vintage Rabbit Crater. I already have Metro Bomb.
Rabbit Crater is blue, yes.
Yeah, I've come
Okay.
so close to buying that Rabbit Crater set off Artfire 2000, and I just can't bring myself to do it. So I am worried if I go to TF Con, which I wasn't planning on doing, but I might do it now because Kim wants to go. Like Artfire 2000 will be there, and if I see it in person, God help me.
You have
even
to
if you
come.
Even if you don't go and I see it in person, I will be sure to message you.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey Matt, let me just go ahead and send you the money now. Okay, Don, if that happens, I'm not doing the table at that convention, so I'll know I'll know in plenty of time. I did buy.
Wouldn't you need to do a table to pay for the figure?
That's
See,
true.
at the point.
That's true. Okay, John, did you get anything?
I actually got a ton of stuff. I won't go through all of it in detail, but I got the Fallen, Scrapper, the
What do you think of the Fallen?
Aerialbots.
What do you think? What do you think of
I
him?
haven't opened him yet, but I will say, so I'll give my thoughts next week, but from like a packaging standpoint, or like, like first impression, he looks really good. I don't know if I'm going to be disappointed or surprised by him, but like as far as like out of the Amazon or no, out of the Target plastic shopping bag, he looks really good, big, beefy. He fills most of the box, which is delightful these days for a Transformer. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But first impression, good. I don't know. He looks really good. I mean, I forget like on a scale of 1 to 10, what was
He's like
what did you
7.
give him?
I didn't
A
transform
7?
it. I didn't get to transforming him. But like he's like a 7. He's good.
Okay. All right.
Like
I've heard this transformation. There's some weirdness with this transformation, but we'll see.
cool.
All right. So I also got the Aerialbots, Waspinator, Red Alert, and then the 2 primes, Prima Prime and Solus Prime. My only thing that I want to say is, and I haven't opened probably half of these, but with the Aerialbots, so now I'm going to sell my Unite Warriors Superion, my Takara version of Superion, might as well. And I was looking at that set today as I was messing with these two, the first 2 Aerialbots here. And I realized, for better or worse, one of the things about the new way they're doing the combiners, where we're just like slapping 4 of these guys onto a skeleton, is that effectively now these 4 limbs are just traditional 2-mode transformers. Like there's no compromise for the combiner mode on the 4 deluxe guys, or smaller guys I should say, which certainly makes them, I guess, nicer or more focused, because they're just a 2-mode transformer. And that didn't really become apparent to me until I just had them side by side. So I had like Unite Warriors Spirion sitting here looking at Slingshot, looking at Air Raid, just kind of going back and forth and just trying to, see what I thought of the current version of them. And that was my biggest like observation, was like, oh, these are like, they're just your basic Transformers. There's absolutely nothing about them that they had to change to make them combiners. So that said, they're nice. I mean, they are just 2-mode G1 Transformers, and nothing at all really like the Combiner Warrior versions. And that's why. I guess my only other thing with them is, so I continue to be kind of, I would say kind of like confused, or just unclear on, because these are Asia Primes, right? Are the Aerialbots, aren't they Asia
Yes.
Primes? Yeah,
Yes.
so
Yes,
not
they are.
Studio Series. Okay, so you've got Studio Series Constructicons, and you've got Age of the Primes Aerialbots, and aesthetically, it's just a weird thing to me. It's why the Aerialbots weren't Studio Series and maybe trying to adhere a little bit more to an animation look. They've got a lot more details and gribbly bits and things like that on them, and so they're not quite like going for animation. They're more of like a modern kind of G1. They're pretty true to the G1. They're just in a
Slingshot's
weird
wings are in the
place.
wrong place.
Yeah. They're just kind of in a weird place, and it's especially weird when they're shipping like alongside Constructicons that are definitely trying to be more animation-y, although they do have some extra details in them. But they're branded Studio Series, and they're trying to do something. And these aerial bots are kind of just in this weird kind of wishy-washy place. But those were my only thoughts. I just thought the aerial bots are, for several reasons, were just kind of particularly interesting to me in this wave. Everything else, it's okay. Solus Prime, I agree with Dawn, and an Exvee with her. She's kind of like executed. She's kind of a floppy mess. But aesthetically, she's interesting. She has some interesting bits to her. Prime, I mean, it's for us and nobody else. So
And
he's
it's not even for me.
Yeah.
No, it's for you.
He's
not
really
me.
boring looking. He's so boring looking.
So Rusty said, wait for the Studio 686 versions of the Aerialbots. And I'm like, if we get a Studio Series 86 Aerialbots, I want a Studio Series 86 Grandis.
Well,
Anyway, I got
if we get
It's
Studio
cool.
Series 86 Aerialbots, they'll be ACOM.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, if it's strictly what's in the movie, they weren't in the movie. So that means anything is eligible at that point. But yeah. Okay. Anything else, John?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
It is worth noting though that they've dropped the 86 from the Studio Series anyway. So
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So I was in Walmart a couple days ago with my
as you
kid.
do.
I mean, I got red alert. I went to like I tried to hit up I tried to hit up the most rural Walmarts where people don't normally go through the stuff, and people have gone through the stuff. So like I still haven't found the Aerialbots or Prime, but I think I found everything else. But yeah, so I got red alert, haven't opened them yet.
So I can't even do that trick anymore because my ruralist Walmarts around here don't have Generations or Studio Series anymore because nobody was going there to go through the stuff.
Yes, but like so you would
Oh, no,
point
that's just because they weren't putting out new product.
you pointed out
3-year-old seat or 3-year-old legacy toys.
that the
I see.
planogram near you didn't even
Yeah.
have Generations on it, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So mine I found one that doesn't either. So that's not
Okay.
good.
Yeah, me
No.
too.
Yeah. So the only place where I really found Transformer stuff is on the clearance aisle, and this one has an epic clearance. So I was with my kid, and she was trying to buy a toy, and I'm like, "Hey Morgan, look, they have
Kids buy toys.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, hey Morgan, look, they have Megatron for $5." And
Oh, damn, those are 7 here still.
yeah, so yeah, he was the Earthspark Megatron. So I picked it up, and the guy heard me, and he was like, "Hey, little girl, do you like Transformers?" And I was like, it's like here's one I don't even. He's like, here's one I've never even heard of before. His name is Quintesson High Commander, and he was like $7. I'm like, hey, Morgan, do you want it? And she was like, Morgan, do you want it? And I just grabbed it anyway. I was like, okay, well, we'll take it. And then she was like, I'm like, do you want it? And she's like, no. Okay, well, it's daddy's. And then it just, so I got a Shawn custom this weekend. So I've got a couple of Dawn customs that Shawn has made. This is one that I think it's the most clever one he's done because it's the most simple and elegant. He took Weaponizer Optimus Primal and painted the head like human flesh colored and called it Rob Springer. So I thought that was clever.
What did
Rob
Springer think of that?
He liked it. Yeah. So that's going on the shelf.
Oh, wasn't it Rob Springer's birthday recently?
It was his birthday. It was his birthday Sunday. Yeah, he was doing the
Happy
panel on his
birthday,
birthday.
Rob.
Yeah, I got to see him Saturday, but like his wife was like treating him to like breakfast in bed and everything. So like,
Oh, cool.
I left Sunday, like late Sunday morning. I didn't see him. So, what else did I get? Okay, couple things. So I did the same thing at Toylanta this weekend that I did at TFCon, which is basically go to one dealer and buy something and leave. So I wasn't expecting to find anything I don't have. Like a non-Transformers convention, the odds that I'm going to find something that I need it's diminishing over time. But there was a guy that had a few Transformers, stuff that I didn't have. A couple of things. I mentioned pre-show that he had the Versus box set of Convoy, Chrome Dome, and Fort Max Jr. And I didn't want to spend that much, but I do need that. It's talking to Don.
We should contextualize for people who might not be familiar with that is a set that came out in Japan in 1988.
Yeah. Like, it's not super rare by any stretch, but I don't have it. So I was surprised to see that. Everything else he had, except for a couple things, I had. So I thought I had one just that was yellowed, but not. I don't. This is G1 Scourge, which like I said, I don't have. His colors look good. The sticker is good. He has his gun. He has the head piece. So he is, and his joints are good. So I was pretty happy to find that. He's one of the few 86. He might be the only 86 toy that I didn't have.
And now you need at least 3 more.
I need at least 3 more. Yeah. So my G1 collection, the holes are now primarily a couple of, at least the American G1, a couple of pretenders, like a few pretenders, more than a couple, probably like 4 or 5, and then some random like Micromaster bases that I don't have, like Ground Shaker, which he did have that, and he had it in the box, so I picked that up. So, box is pretty good. Like, it's good enough. Like, I like buying G1 stuff in the box because I love how it looks. But it was a G1 piece that I didn't have. It was nice to find it in the box, so I got that. So I need, hopefully by summer, I will have my new office little space in place where I'll be able to display my stuff again. As I pull stuff out of storage, I'm going to do an actual survey of what I have, at least when it comes to G1. So I know what I like. I'll be honest with you. After I bought this, about 5 minutes later, I was like, oh crap, I already have Ground Shaker. Because I was certain that I'd bought it. Yeah, but no, I didn't have Ground Shaker, but I was certain for like 5 minutes that I already had it. So, but yeah, I got Ground Shaker. That's what I got this week that was on topic. Let's jump to ham sandwiches, the off-topic portion of what we got this week. I'm going to start off with that. Also at Toylanta, I picked up non-topic thing that I forgot to mention, which I won't edit it in. Matt had mentioned he got his classic packaging gears. Apparently I had ordered 3 of them from Hasbro Pulse. I don't know why. On top of the one that I ordered from Walmart.com, I had canceled 2 of them. one slipped through, so I have another one that came my way, but it's going to be the one that goes with me to the office. It'll
Yeah, I have a feeling it's not going to be a hard toy to find.
Yeah. Oh, I've already found several of them on the shelf.
That and Bumblebee each ship in a solid packed case to Walmart stores. So
Yeah.
yes, we'll be seeing those.
And
for
they ordered
quite
way
some
too many.
time.
Yeah. Okay. First thing I got that was off topic. I don't know a thing about this toy line. Apparently I don't know a thing about it, but Rob Springer's into it, and he didn't peer pressure me into buying it, but he showed so much interest in it that I wanted to buy one too. It's like Glios. Is anybody familiar with that?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
like
I've heard of it.
it's like a 3-inch line. It's like a system where the pieces are interchangeable, and apparently different people do it. This one is a Warlords of War, and they have a bunch of different things that look like other things. Like there's a bunch of Masters of the Universe stuff and other toys. I think there's some Micronauts looking stuff. This is Masters of the Universe comics version Roboto. So it's a little 3-inch version of Roboto.
Neat.
Yeah, apparently, like I said, the pieces are interchangeable.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember the line of like Fallout Power Armor figures that were in GameStops about 5-10 years ago. Those were built using the same system.
Really?
Yes, those parts are cross-compatible with Glios figures.
That's cool. Yeah, that's neat. I didn't realize that. I figured that it was a smaller deal than that because this very much looks like a garage kit.
I think Glios started out that way
Yeah.
and then kind of took off.
That's cool. A couple other things I picked up. Don last week had gotten the gem from Walmart. I ordered one and picked it up. I gave it to Kim. Technically, in theory, she saw it, but like I know as soon as that she tries to display it or something, the kids will take it. So I have to sort of navigate that, but technically it's for Kim. Not that she loves gem, but I didn't want the girls to steal it from me. They're less likely to steal it from her than they are from me. One last thing I got it for a steal, and I'm certain the price is going to go up. I did it with the expectation that I'm going to have a table at a convention later this year. And I got it for like $30 from Amazon, and it's going to be something that's going to look nice on the shelf. And I'm certain if I sell it at the table for $50, I made my money back, and it's something to put at the table. It's it's not really a reissue because it's scaled down, but it's the Technodrome from Ninja Turtles. So yeah, I think it was $35 on like some sort of Amazon spring Black Friday deal. Then there was like an extra 10% off. So I got it for like $30 shipped. So very pleased with that. Never going to open it. Like I said, it's going to get sold at a table. Hopefully if I do it in about 6 months, we'll find out. Okay. That's what I got this week. Diecast, what about you?
I got the turtle thing too.
You did?
Yep. And then I was also in a Ross today. I don't know why. And I picked up the Best Action Krang with his little walker.
Best Action is the $20 price point line. It's kind of like Black Series. Is it who made it? Is it
I think that's Loyal Subjects.
Loyal Subjects, yeah.
Loyal Subjects, yep.
Yeah.
So I just picked it up. I have the Best Action Krang in his Android body, so this was like $8 at Ross.
Oh,
so
nice. That's worth $8.
Yeah. But that's all I got.
Cool. Donald.
No, yeah, the only thing I got is when I picked up the Red Alert and the Wheeljack, I picked up the Turtles of Grayskull, the Samurai Shredder. It's because it's kind of a really, Skeletor. It's a really great looking figure. It doesn't glow in the dark, but I don't think it needs to.
It really
Is
looks
that
like
not
it
Scareglow?
Yeah. So
that
I thought
General
it would, I thought
instead?
it would look nice on the shelf with that the green and the yellow and the face and everything. Just again, part of the deal, the sale they had going on. That's it. That's all I got this week.
Matt,
Nope, nothing off topic.
John.
Yeah, I actually got surprisingly, unexpectedly, one of the next releases for the Holothon event at Target right now. Just a 2-pack of really obscure Ninja Turtle villains. Um, Shibano Sama, who is the founder of the Foot Clan, who was a ghost in a few episodes of the cartoon, and
Which cartoon?
creepy, the original, the original
87?
run.
Oh yeah, I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That must have been like season 6 or something.
Yeah, sure. And Creepy Eddie, who is Freddy Krueger, a Freddy Krueger parody. And he was also in the original run of the cartoons, but he was like in Saturday morning adventure run. So when it was airing specifically on Saturday mornings
On CBS?
CBS.
Didn't that stuff go into syndication though? I thought that's how that worked.
Maybe, probably.
I don't remember if
I don't know if Red
yes,
Sky stuff
episodes.
went into syndication.
Oh
but
yeah, no, I mean we were past the point I think of syndication when the Red Sky episodes started. Like the ship had kind of sailed on that. But I
mhm.
don't know if like the general run of CBS episodes actually went into the syndication
Oh.
pool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
I
I always assumed that. I'm not basing that on anything other than my childhood recollection, which we know how good that is.
Sure. Yeah. So, and I barely remember Creepy Eddie. I definitely remember Shibano Sama, who was, like I said, a ghost, founder of the Foot Clan. There was some time travel shenanigans with him. But apparently with Creepy Eddie, he actually took them to a place called Nightmare Land and challenged the Ninja Turtles to make it to the end of the Yellow Brick Road or be trapped in Nightmare Land forever. So it's our reminder, our regular reminder that late stage G1 Ninja Turtle cartoon episodes got pretty wild, pretty crazy. That's what I got.
Rob?
Just one thing. As I think as part of the same like Amazon spring sale that you got something out of, they had for the PC, I've been using the 8-bit Do Pro Controller 2 for a while. It's basically, if the Nintendo PlayStation had existed, I feel like this would have been the controller ultimately. It's basically a Super NES controller with the addition of analog sticks and an extra set of triggers. So
That's the 8-bit Do one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically brings the SNES controller style up to modern standards, but with a D-pad I actually like.
Yeah, I know that control. So I have, it's not as good. I have the Hyperkin version of that from like 5 years ago. And I like the idea of it. I just didn't like the execution. I'm certain that the 8-bit Do version is a million times better.
Yeah, well, they just did an updated version with Hall Effect sticks
Oh, nice.
for $20, and
Sweet.
it was $20 as part of the sale. Yeah, and that's what I picked up for when the one I'm using currently for PC goes up, because yeah, I am to the getting reserved controllers phase of my life. I'm not sure why, but just because I can't anticipate when they'll go up, and I may be using them for recording, so kind of got to have that stuff on hand. But yeah, as much as I liked the original version, I have a feeling that with nice self-centering magnetic magnet coating joysticks, it's going to be very nice. So
Worked for the Gundam.
exactly. And that is it.
Chris?
No, I don't have anything.
Sweet. Good Lord, this episode is going a long time. Hey, it's mostly my fault. Hey.
Yeah.
Patrons, we love you. And we think there needs to be more of you. Go to patreon.com/TFRadio to sign up for our Patreon. Patrons get an ad-free version of Radio Free Cybertron. You get it a day early or the day before at a higher bit rate with a complete What We Got This Week segment. And this week, the What We Got This Week segment, the non-Transformers part, had a little bit of Transformers in it that I forgot. So you get a weekly Patreon exclusive pre-show podcast, which I swear I'm going to catch up on. And unedited episodes of RFC if Don does something like horrible, makes horrible declarations or swears, that gets edited out. If you're on Discord, you get a fancy color, red for touched, purple for the other patrons. You get There Goes My Money a week early And Shawn asked that you post the most recent episode, Chris. Patrons
I
at
don't
the
even remember which the most recent episode even was, so good luck with that.
patrons at the touch tier get to be on There Goes My Money. Don't say that. Just say yes. We're doing that right now. Starting.
I mean, an episode will get posted. I just can't guarantee it's the most recent one because I don't remember what we last recorded.
Sure. I'm just saying it's the Patreon plug. Hey, and they're starting in February. That's last year. I need to delete that. Brian, delete note from Patreon plug. Touch patrons get to be mentioned on the show each week and listed at tfradio.net/credits. And I'm going to do that now. Kevin Dorsey, Daniel Scott, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Emmett Stresovich, Hector Bones, Jay Klein Rye, Joey Russell. Here's Why It's Cool, Rabbits, Ryan Bona, Sean Hamilton, Sean Williamson, Spider Bob. I am so sorry. I heard that you got banged up. That's awful. Trickster, Nathan's Fast Talk Food Reviews, and Mollis Koenig. Thank you all so much. Again, if you want to join these fine people, go to patreon.com/TFRadio. And I don't mention it often, but I need to start mentioning it again because we do have, I'm wearing right now one of our lovely shirts. John has the t-shirt store up at tfradio.net/shirts. So yeah, like when at the toy convention this weekend, I was like the cock of the walk wearing all of my fancy RFC doodads. So that's at tfradio.net/shirts. So you can find all of our crap at tfradio.net going back 25 years. Rob Springer, he is not here, but we just posted a new episode of the Transformers Squadron podcast last week. And you can also find him at zonebase.org and at zonebase.bsky.social and at RoboRobSpringer on Twitter. Diecast dog threw up and he can't do anything. So I'm going to tell you can find him basically everywhere at Diecast too. Don, how do people get a hold of you?
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. I can also be reached on Blue Sky at HMRC, the number 4 EVR.bluesky.social.
You can find me at briankilby.com and at kilby.bsky.social. I just posted a new fancy, beautiful little avatar of the classified version of 91 Snake Eyes. Matt, how do people get a hold of you?
melvar.bsky.social. That's with 3 L's and 2 R's, but I don't really use it, so don't be surprised if nothing new is ever posted.
I really like it. I have used it. I have made 667 posts. I should have not made the one. Just
definitely not.
Like, that's not a lot compared to most people, but like, I'm getting rid of social media for the most part. I'm actually thinking about flaming out on Facebook. So, I may be doing that here in a couple days. John, how do people get a hold of you?
That John D everywhere except on eBay where I'm Cloudbursts.
Sweet. Rob?
I'm on Blue Sky at robflails.bsky.social, where over like a year and change, I have made about 6,000 posts, which is far too many. I'm on YouTube at youtube.com/@flailthroughs, still covering Gundam Battle Operation 2. Last week we got the Gundam F90 Type S, which is a very small mobile suit with a whole bunch of guns on it, and it is a lot of fun to use. So I've got videos up for that if you want to see what it's like. And yeah, every Thursday morning GBO2 updates, and I will have video for that every week there. If you like what I'm doing over there, you can support me at patreon.com/flailthroughs. And if you just feel like getting me something, tfradio.net/playlist, and a little bit of the cost of that will go to help support the show at no extra cost to you.
Very cool. Chris?
Come and find me in our Discord, which we haven't really plugged enough tonight, tfradio.net/Discord.
Very cool. Okay, that's it. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Take care, all.
Bye.
Recording stopped.
Sweet. Okay, that was a long one. That's good. We haven't had a long one in a while. So I'm, like I said, I want to flame out on Facebook, and I can only use Facebook to look at.
Better to burn out than fade away.
Yeah, quote with the Kurgan. I'm assuming that Kurt Cobain was quoting Kurgan. Is everybody else assume the same thing?
Johnny Rotten, I think.
Oh, who's Johnny Rotten? Is that who said it originally?
As far as I know, yeah.
Oh, well,
Either Johnny Rotten or Neil Young singing about Johnny Rotten.
Okay, well, the Kurgan is much cooler than all of those other people. So, but I'm looking at this thing. Somebody from Taiwan is selling. Like, I don't know if the person's legit or not, but they're selling some stuff. Like, it's very reasonable compared to comps for the items, but it's not like $5. So, like, they're selling like a Darkwing set for, $600. But like, somebody did a laughy face on this. I'm assuming that it was an error. Like, I wonder if people just don't know how much these things go for. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but how many of them are there? I don't know. I really want to flame out on Facebook though. Hey,
as well.
Yeah, might as well. Like, I do not miss Twitter at all. And I actively avoid Facebook because of like my brother and people like that. So,
I forget what horrible policy decision Facebook made a few months ago that made me close my account, but I regret nothing.
Oh yeah.
Probably something to do with AI.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. But yeah. So, hey, people watching live, I'm going to kill the stream because it's bedtime. And apparently my 8-year-old now has the bug. Kim told me. So, yeah.
Condolences.
Bye, Twitch. And in a second, because it takes longer for you, YouTube, so I'm going to say goodbye to you as well. Hey, and people in the YouTube chat, I don't look at the YouTube chat at all, ever. You should just go to our Discord at tfradio.net/Discord.
Discord, yeah.
Yeah. Like, no offense, but I just don't look at it because
Thanks for watching, though.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Bye.